Function as your microphone gets attached to your dress. I'm delighted to be here. First of all, let me just say that the stories that we've heard so far and continue to hear throughout the course of the day are just absolutely inspiring. And as such, I am delighted to introduce Yavor, who I now call my new friend, by the way, as well as a new role model for me. Yavor has a phenomenal background. He grew up in Bulgaria, he studied in Germany, he then joined Siemens and worked in Germany as a management consultant for a little bit over 3 years, and then was asked to head out to Mexico to run a factory, not having spoken Spanish before, not having lived in that environment or worked in that environment before, but took it on with great delight and looked forward to the change, both from a cultural perspective, from a work perspective, and from a leadership perspective. And now he's headed on to Shanghai to be a leader at another factory there, a manufacturing plant that's actually a joint venture between Siemens and a Chinese state-owned company. What I think makes Yavor stand out is a variety of different things. Not only is he clearly a great leader, an engaging individual who takes on new responsibility and new challenge without a second thought. He already speaks 4 different languages and is now teaching himself Mandarin to make sure that he can actually blend into the environment to the best of his ability. And again, taking it on with vigor and energy. But he also is someone who willfully and considerably thinks about the fact that good business is directly linked to social impact. And social impact and community investment have nothing soft about them, right? These are the things that we need to do in business today. And as young leaders, all of you around the globe, to actually make an impact, not only on employee engagement, but on the bottom line. I'd also like to mention that he also, in addition to this wonderful career and all that he brings to the table, he's got a 1-year-old little baby named Leon, which I understand came about after extensive negotiation with his wife. So that extensive negotiation, quote unquote, the exact words. And so he's doing it all with all of his experience around the globe and raising a family. And as I said, someone who has inspired me to really get out there, and I hope inspires all of you to get out there and talk about the importance of social value, community investment, and business imperative. So with that, I'm going to invite you to listen to Yavor Nikolov, my new friend.
Thank you. Thank you, Patsy. Wow, these are some expectations there. So, like I said, I'm from Bulgaria, and in 2013, I moved to Mexico to become plant manager of one of Siemens' largest factories in North America. It is located in Monterrey, in the north of Mexico, and employs approximately 1,500 people. At that time, our factory was losing money, our production was very poor quality, and we had many unhappy customers. Ironically, also Mr. Robert Hart and Siemens Canada's customers here. We're actually thinking of closing the factory down. 70% of our employees there are women from the local community, and they face many social challenges. For example, half of all families in this community are raised by single mothers. School absenteeism and dropout rates are very high. Cancer and diabetes rates are among the worst in the world. Nutritional habits are poor, with very excessive intake of sugar, processed foods, and red meat. Although the area's economy is very strong and unemployment is low, actually stability at work is very rare. To give you an example, only in 2013, 150 people were leaving our company every month. That's hardly a good environment for a working mother or her children. So we realized that in order to turn around our business and save our factory, we needed to create a better environment for our people that actually choose to stay with us and not to go to one of the many other companies across the street. So we decided to focus on 2 main critical issues for each family: health and education. Clearly, given the poor health record, the government initiatives were not enough. And we as a factory, as an employer, were in a unique position to influence the health habits of our employees. Why? Because they spent most of their days with us. So what we did, we strengthened our on-site medical team, and we started regular educational campaigns on diabetes, cancer, or breastfeeding. For breastfeeding, in Mexico, typically the maternity leave is only 6 weeks after birth. So mothers have a difficult choice. Either they stop breastfeeding very early or they leave their job. So what we did, we set up a dedicated team that was only looking for ways to creatively promote the benefits of breastfeeding to our workers and find the ways to create the conditions necessary so that mothers can continue breastfeeding while working, which is healthier for their children and good for the company because we don't lose good employees. We also help our employees on education. We partner with a large online university in Mexico, University of Guanajuato, and we give out 40 scholarships per year to outstanding production workers who can then attend classes and study in a dedicated classroom we set up in our factory. That's probably the only chance these people have to finish their high school or university degree, which many of them started but had to drop out due to pregnancy or needing to work for their families. We also help their children. We give out school aid and computers to 50 children of our production employees each year with outstanding results at school. To also help further education in the community, our employees volunteer at a local school where they hold workshops with children on nutrition, energy, and sustainability. The school principal told us that the days when Siemens comes to the school are actually the only ones with full attendance in the whole year. This pilot project was so successful that Siemens took it up and replicated it in other parts of Mexico, Costa Rica, and Guatemala as part of a partnership with United Way. It's a global NGO focused on education. So with all these actions, we impacted positively the lives of 1,500 employees and their families. The work environment is more stable. Instead of 150, now less than 20 people leave our company every month, which is half the rate in these regions. Also, they're more knowledgeable about their health, and they have access to medical care. Also, every year 40 people sign up for online university program, 50 children get school aid and computers, and more than 100 other children attend our workshops. And the best thing is the company also benefited greatly. Actually, next week, our factory is heading to Berlin, where we're going to present our factory as a model, as a finalist to the Siemens Global Award for Performance. So instead of closing it down due to the factory's performance, now we are launching a new product based on a new technology, which will create about 100 new and more meaningful jobs at the factory. And also, I'm very, very proud of what we achieved over the last 3 years in Monterrey, because we combined tangible social impact with remarkable business success. For us, actually, social responsibility, it was never like a lip service or something separate or a one-off charity event. It was an integral part of our business strategy. Just what Mario von Schumann yesterday referred to as business to society. This way, we benefit the community and we benefit our shareholders. I'm 30 years old, and our factory's leadership team is average age is 35. So I think our story also shows how us young leaders, we can establish a new, more open, more participative, and more caring leadership style also at companies that Professor Yunus calls conventional for-profit businesses. To establishing this style, we can drive genuine change also by making profits. To establish this new way of leading our companies is entirely within our hands. Leaders at one young world. So let's go out there and make it happen. Thank you.